No.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's jump in.
I'm Jake Schriner.
Sorry, Jake.
Wait, you're who?
I'm Jake Schriner.
I'm Tracey White.
I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation Podcast. You know, this is weird. I was looking up at the symbol because that's where it usually is.
Yes.
Higher.
Talking to someone behind the camera. I'm talking to you. All
I was
right.
going to ask you if you liked the angle better this last time because it.
Yeah.
It's a little lower than it's like more on our eye level.
Yeah. It's still giants and hobbits, but it's okay. No big deal.
Yeah, but you're the hobbits.
Yeah, I know.
They're the smart ones.
Okay, I'll take that.
We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus.
Well, hey, welcome to the podcast. So glad that you're here. Bob had a day work issue that kept him from being here tonight, but we're going to go ahead and get started. See how you're doing. Jake, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
What's up?
Yeah. Folks were here over the weekend, so they took off early this morning. My dad's retired, so he says he never wants to step foot on a plane again, which is understandable. So usually how they do their trip is they'll drive out here together, and then on Monday morning they'll leave really early. My dad will drive my mom to the airport so she can fly back. And then he'll just take his time cruising across Kansas to get back to Missouri. I called each of them on the way home from work today, made sure they made it back okay and safe and everything. So
it was so good to see them. It's always good to see them.
It was
always so encouraging.
They really like Compass Church, and they really love coming out here. It's always anytime they visit now, they make sure they're here for Sunday morning.
Oh,
awesome.
good.
Yeah,
That's great.
So they
Good.
they really enjoy it. And they like seeing what we're doing and everything. So they got to see Harper do her gymnastics on Thursday.
Nice.
And
Excellent.
then, they joined us on Friday evening, which we'll get into. And then last night, Saturday, we cooked out a really nice meal, made a bunch of shish kebabs, and everything was awesome. And then took them out to the community garden yesterday to show that off a little bit.
It's already producing.
Oh yeah,
all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's going to be we're coming up to harvest season.
Wow.
So we're going to be getting a lot of stuff
Already.
So.
I know, it makes me happy and sad at the same time. In so many ways, that does. One, it reminds me that it's time for me to go back to school, working at school, and also.
Are we back? All right, we're live.
Are we on the previous part? There's a little bit of
a little hiccup there.
I don't know what we said last.
The power was good. I'm guessing because it's trying to also charge batteries at the same
I hope
time.
you guys remember that formula I had just shared that solved the energy crisis. But nobody wrote that down? Oh no, it's gone!
We have it on tape. Wait,
I don't remember.
It's lost to the abyss.
I think we were saying something along the lines of
The garden.
harvest time, and I was sad because it was reminding me that school is coming back, and I haven't been able to be out there.
Well, there will be more opportunities for that because we'll have our big day, I'm sure. But there's going to be stuff that we could leave and it'll keep producing, like the peppers and squash and things like that. It'll just keep on churning until it gets cold. So, and the second plot's coming around too. We're getting some more stuff. So other than that,
Very
good.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, across the table now, Tracey.
Hello.
You're looking more like a wild man every day.
Yeah, it's getting
mountain man.
on,
The
man.
beard is going. The hair is. It just. I don't know. I'm not used to this.
Kathy wants me to cut.
Cut the hair?
I leave the top, the length, just
I
like
got
all
you.
cleaned up and everything.
but leave the beard.
Yeah. I kind of want to get rid of all of it again. Go back to the old.
It's a tough thing if you haven't for so long.
Well, before retirement, like I said, I told everybody I want to go a year without shaving and cutting my hair. Right? We're 3 months out now, and it's like
yeah.
I'm not gonna make a year. But in a couple of weeks is the Air Force Family Day that they do annually down there, and we're going to go to that and see some friends and everything.
Yeah,
so
you are.
it'll last at least that long.
Okay.
Maybe longer. I don't know.
I love it. I can't. I mean, I can. I just after a while, I'm just like, I can't.
I'm with you.
If I was up in the mountains, or something ever happens to any of if I'm suddenly alone, maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know.
Was it your uncle that you were saying?
My great uncle, my mom's uncle, yeah, I'll just disappear. And yeah, he's always had like a long beard though.
Of course.
Gotta go in the mountains for that.
It's the mustache hairs that tickle my nose. That's what gets me. That's how I get that. I go, okay, it's coming off, and it just
too far.
Clean shave.
Too much.
It's when it gets long enough to just kind of come over the edge of, and I trim from time to time, but it's just.
This is a very funny idea because not long after Leo and I got married, for some reason I thought I was going to grow, some kind of facial hair going on. And so I ended up with just a mustache. And I was thinking Magnum. I'm going to do a Magnum PI kind of mustache. Unfortunately, my hair, even though it was really dark before it all turned gray and then took away, it was dark brown. And then the sun, it would get bleached, and so it was almost blondish. But it was still thick. And I looked at pictures. I just saw a picture of myself and I went, what was that? No, I just shaved off because I finally saw what I looked like.
I would be interested in the picture.
Oh, it's pretty. You wouldn't recognize me anyway because I have all this hair to begin with. It's dark and a dark
right?
Yeah. Oh, she would agree with me.
Awesome. Work was work this morning or today. Just typical Monday, as busy as can be. Coming off a busy weekend, just tired, and but otherwise doing well. And Johnny, how about yourself?
Similar to that, yes. Big weekend, big week, tons of stuff going on. I was really tired yesterday, and I don't know if it just everything caught up in me because I was getting up really early, to bed really, really late, and then we had all the stuff. I don't know if you could tell in even my speaking on Sunday, maybe, I don't know. I went back to listen, I'm not sure. But I was tired even then, and sometime in the afternoon yesterday, and you guys know I hate naps. I hate taking them. I hate doing it. And I just couldn't keep my eyes open. I went down, I was out. It was as if someone had punched me, and it was horrible.
I napped yesterday as well.
Me too.
Was it a refreshing nap? Because I woke up like the undead. It was horrible. And today I've been dragging a little bit too, so I don't know. I've been trying to catch up on some things. I'm racing the clock. I'm kidding about school, but not really. I have so many things, and most of them are Compass Church related things that I need to get finished and way ahead of so that when that school year kicks back in, I'm already ahead of that game and I'm into the routine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. But here we are. Okay, well, let's talk about things. Oh, and in the back, Kathy.
Hi.
There she is.
Hi, Kathy.
I don't think we even mentioned that she was back there.
Love of my life.
The lovely and talented Kathy White, ladies and gentlemen. All right, who may interject. So if you hear random voices, that's who it is. Okay,
It'll be whenever I'm talking and I say something wrong, she'll be like, nope.
Oh, my soul. All right, well, where do you guys want to start? What would you like to say?
Well, we did podcast last week. So
we did.
really the
Caught
only
up a
things
little bit.
that have happened, it was some garden stuff.
Yeah, there was some garden
that
stuff.
you talked a little
Already
about,
talked
but
about.
you have some more.
Yeah, we it was funny yesterday because I was chatting with Bob, and I said, "Yeah, I'm going to bring the folks out to water," and he made the comment. He goes, "Well, I was out there on Thursday, and I picked a couple zucchini and squash, and so I don't think there should be anything ready." And then I showed you guys the picture, and there's a big spaghetti squash and some. Those orange ones are called Gold Rush zucchini. I've never had that, or Gold Rush squash. I've never had that before, but my guess is they're similar to a regular zucchini or yellow squash. But yeah, so that stuff's producing really well. We have some onions that the neck is bent on them, which means they're done and ready to be pulled and start drying out. But like I was saying, those will be those are nice because those onions stored properly can last 6 to 9 months depending on the variety.
Awesome.
So yeah, so as those are, if we pull those as they're ready, we'll just dry them and cure them, and then when we have our bigger harvest where we pull everything else, we'll bring all those back. We'll have just everything to pick from. The sunflowers are almost 6 feet tall now. I mean, they're getting big. Yeah, it's funny because all the other sunflowers around the plots and everything, they're pretty and they're all blooming and they're tall, but they're just the tiny
little
ones. Yeah, no,
These
not
are
ours.
the
No, we got the big. Yeah, we got the big. The giant ones. Yeah.
Okay.
So by mid to end of August, you'll be able to pick out our plot from 100 yards away because it's going to be standing higher than
12 to
everything
15 feet.
They get, I think it's 10 feet, and the heads get 10 inches.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah, they get really big. So yeah, and
Excellent.
the garlic will be ready very soon. So that's some of the stuff we're going to pick on Wednesday. So anybody watching, if you're available, come join us on Wednesday evening.
Wednesday evening.
Yeah,
Onion
about
garlic.
6 o'clock.
About
We're
6
gonna
o'clock.
Get out there, just whenever you can come by. But yeah, so we'll have the garlic to pull, and then what's nice about that is where we planted the cucumbers. It's almost like I planned this. When we pull the garlic, all of that area will be open for the cucumbers to vine across and have more and more room to grow, which is really good for them.
What about the second plot? Is there stuff there that can be cleared out that we can put new things in? It's too late for that.
It's a little too late for that, yeah. But we do have. There's going to be a couple beets that are ready. The watermelon plant is getting bigger and bigger every time I get out there. So that one's kind of a rush against the clock because if we don't see flowers and a fruit starting on it soon, because they do take more time to really grow.
Yeah.
But that one I think we just leave as long as possible and see what happens with it. But yeah, the second plot is looking good too, and yeah.
I was thinking we should have a pumpkin patch or something for they close it.
Not a bad idea.
Too soon, right? They shut things down.
Yeah, so how it works though is they have, and there's a lot of abandoned plots this year. I think a lot of people lost interest with the spring that we had with the halo and the rain and everything.
Yeah.
There's so many plots out there that just look like people tried and just never came back for it.
Right. Yeah.
So how it works is if new gardeners sign up next year, they get first dibs on the excess plots before anybody gets a second plot.
Got it.
But if those don't get filled up, maybe we would have a chance at a second plot, in which case I think we would take that second plot and turn it into just one big pumpkin patch. And make it a low maintenance plot, and we have something like that. I think that'd be really cool.
I think we need a third one and make it just have corn in that. And we can make a corn maze when we harvest the pumpkins. And then have our glowing go out there.
Pumpkin patch, just all Halloween all the time.
Yeah.
You know, we've been doing the church in the parks and stuff.
Church in the garden.
It'd be kind of cool.
I wish we could do a church in the
I should
garden.
ask Linda about that next time. See if we can.
She may not be too excited.
I know, maybe not, but it'd be a fun idea. That'd be a very cool setting.
Yeah.
You know, we're all sitting around the pavilion and people would be working on their gardens, but they would hear us. And
That's true.
That is
you know.
I'm thinking it would be a fun thing for us to do. I don't know how much general public would come wandering in.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. You wouldn't have all the kids in the park and balloons and that stuff. It would
We
be
should
a
have a
limited audience,
celebration
but
now as we get towards the harvest time, maybe just to have a short kind of gathering out there and emotional and a couple songs.
that'd be cool. That'd be very cool. Yeah. So, the garden has been very fun, and
You're doing a fantastic job.
thank you.
Yeah,
the best
your
stuff
art's
is
in
yet
it.
to
I mean, I
come.
knew when you started drawing diagrams, but you really the champion of the garden.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So then we'll move
To Friday?
beyond that to Friday.
Talk about Friday.
Yeah, let's talk about Friday. Why not?
What a
Block party and movie night.
I mean, we set that thing up like we knew what we were doing.
I was about to
huh?
say, it happened really well.
Yeah, we tore it down like we knew what we were doing. But yeah,
That is true.
We did. We were up and running and ready to go, well before start time.
Well, I will say this about this whole bit. So this year we tried to think in terms of not just movie night, but sort of block party and movie night.
Yeah.
Now, I wish I had thought through activities that might work better. So we added, we're just kind of throwing stuff out and see what was work. So hot dogs, the first time we came home with tons of hot dogs because nobody had any. Friday, they were all gone.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. Your mom came and said, "Hey, you want me to go buy some more hot dogs?"
She touched me and goes,
"Oh, well, maybe."
maybe I should just order some Domino's pizza and deliver it out here too.
And I was like, honestly,
just go run
well,
by.
no, she was so great. I told her that was such a sweet thing to offer.
Yeah.
I did a quick scan to see if anybody else really was coming to join us. And that's when I decided how many do we have left, and then made the announcement. There are 7 hot dogs left.
Yeah.
And I think they all got eaten. But anyway, but that whole idea of the block party made us start earlier than we would normally have started. normally that whole event wouldn't have started until sundown.
Right.
So all of the people who were there for that event would not have been there. So to clarify, at an hour into our event, just as we were starting the movie,
Yeah. Like 4 minutes into it, right?
it looked like the whole thing was going to, the sky, everything was blowing past us. But
Yeah.
then it kind of snuck around and just...
There was that one big gust, and it was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I posted that video because I just
I saw that trying to hold it.
because I was holding it. I gotta get that.
Yeah, that was
That was the moment we knew.
I'm sitting
this
there
is
going,
done.
oh, hopefully this wind will pass and then we can keep going.
I thought it was just gonna be a sprinkle, but it was
I
like
know.
it just came out of nowhere.
A deluge.
As soon as that gust of wind came up, I looked at my parents and was like, get Harper. And so we ran stuff over their car and ran back. And it was
Thunder.
It was like, man, call to action. Everybody was running around, covered stuff, trying to get it all torn down. And
It was awesome, though. I mean, that was. Kathy, what did you say about that? It was like everything went wrong, but it was a lot of fun.
Complete disaster and so much fun.
That was it. Yes.
Yes.
I've been trying to remember exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Complete disaster and so much fun. Yes, it was.
fun.
And I think it coincides with the idea of people encourage you to take a cold shower, get into your day, wake up, and bring you alive. Yeah, we kind of got that with that
We
rain.
did, okay, we came alive real quick.
Yeah.
Water pouring off of the canopies and
man.
drenching everyone.
Yeah.
his ankle.
Yeah.
What happened?
He rolled his ankle.
He stepped backwards off the curb and took a
no.
tumble.
I did not know
And
that.
so as we were like starting to take stuff down, I look over and I just see Bob limping, like, oh no, Bob, are you okay? It was no.
I had no idea. Oh my. But yeah, you were so right. When you say it all came down really fast, I mean, I was so proud of everyone. Just quickly, boom, 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 getting that, the electronics covered,
Yeah.
then into the hallway.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of wet stuff in the hallway. But
There was.
Did anything get damaged or ruined in the
No.
and all that? All dried out.
Well, so we'll find out about the speakers because we're going to turn them on tonight. But but really, those were like the first things that came down.
Yeah, you got those off pretty quick.
Yeah, and everything else got covered. So I really don't think anything
well, I just felt like
ruined.
I'm sorry, Tracy. I thought you'd finish that sentence, but I thought that all the people that were there, truly, aside from the movie, we had already really blessed them and they enjoyed being there.
Well, that was the
Tons of thank yous for doing this, even when it's over. I said, "Don't worry about it. This was great. Thank you." And I don't know if you heard this. No, I said it on Sunday. Yeah, the other lady, even after I was taking the last sign down.
Right.
Looked out our window and said, we wanted to come to that. Was it rain? Oh, no.
Yeah, man, we're done.
Yeah.
It's over.
But she got our website and wanted to know if we were going to do it again. I told her, in a few weeks we're going to try it again.
We went home and watched Muppet Treasure Island.
Did you?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we
kind of had to.
It was on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
watch it.
That is great.
Yep, that's what we're going to show again.
Awesome.
That's the one we have licensed to do. So.
And we didn't get to show it.
We didn't get to show it, so now we still get to do it.
Does that expire? Like, do you have to show within a certain time frame?
Technically, it's like if you're rained out and you contact the people again, which I haven't done yet, and tell them it was rained out, then you just reschedule a date within the calendar year.
Oh, okay.
So we still have time. And we paid for it. I mean, they don't want to give us our money back, so they'll say, just do it. Just do it.
Right.
Do it in 3 weeks. Okay.
Right on.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, that was cool. It was awesome. I was proud of everybody.
And then Saturday we went and the sun was out again and we
Yeah.
dried everything.
Yeah, man, I appreciate
Put
your
everything
help on
away.
that too, because we pulled all the canopies back out, had to open them all up,
Yeah.
all of the tarps and things.
The big screen.
The big
Yeah.
screen was also wet and had to be dried up.
That was probably one of the big things. Even if we were like, one of the many things why we couldn't have set back up. First of all, everybody was gone and the ground was soaking wet. But that screen, when it's wet, it's not going to stand up.
Right. Yeah. There's no getting it to stand.
It was not.
No.
But anyway, and then how ridiculous when we finally all came out of the hallway, looking up, there's the beautiful starry sky.
Yeah, there was. All the clouds had passed.
Yeah.
It was,
It was a beautiful
open
night.
sky. It was gorgeous.
But at least everybody got to go home a little earlier than
Yeah.
so
A little bit, yeah.
at least an hour or so.
That's great.
Now the movie itself's only like an hour and a half long.
That's not that long.
Yeah, I'd really always look for short. The shorter the better.
Right. Yeah, especially because we started so late.
Yeah,
I don't want everybody staying up too late.
that's true.
There was a couple that was there. They left before the movie started, before the wind and everything started.
Yeah,
So, but they had
very
a
little
little
one.
one, you know. So
Yeah, they're
I'm
very
guessing, excuse me, that it was getting near bedtime. Or
Yeah,
something.
in fact, when they first got there, they said, "Yeah, we got a little one. We're gonna see how long he stays awake.
Yeah.
We'll see."
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it. Near the end, it's like, "Yep, he started it. We got to get going."
Nice.
But yeah, it was nice to meet some people. And,
Yeah.
And I met a
You're
guy
right,
that he was like, oh, when did y'all start setting up here? You know, the last time he saw us do a movie night,
It was
we were
on the west side.
yeah, in the big field out there.
Wow.
But he said his wife and kids come to the movie nights. So I don't know, you know, which those were. They happened to be out of town,
Yeah.
camping. I hope they didn't get rained on, and so they weren't there Friday night. But he had just happened to be walking by and thought he'd stop in and
Yeah, that's
talk
pretty
about
cool.
it. And so him and I got to talking for a little bit. I was hoping to see him on Sunday, but you know, maybe another Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday was
Hey, Susie, you gotta come.
Jesus. That's all right. Well, yeah, and Sunday, we're a little bit in the summer slump, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody was good to see a few kind of people who haven't seen in a few weeks. But what else? Friday was the biggie.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
Saturday was the cleanup. Then Sunday, of course, church under the tree back
Under
at
the
the
tree,
school,
yeah.
Yes.
which was great.
Did the Lord's Supper outside. That's
We
cool.
did.
Yeah, it was cool. And thanks and you were leading worship too, so thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't acknowledge that again, but yeah, thank you for doing that.
Of course.
And always, Tracey playing. It was kind of cool. I've been trying to rethink. Is there a way we could have done that better? I don't know.
I think
It was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. Yeah.
Just the environment and everything was really cool. So.
Yeah, the only thing you can do is get the plates and the things and have, you know, some volunteers pass them down.
Passing down the lawn chairs.
No, I like the way we do it. I
So
think it's
fun.
great. It reminds me of our family reunion at the camp that we've always had it at. Whenever we do communion on the Sunday morning before we all go home, it's like that. We just kind of set up a table and
Good.
each family goes up and
That's nice.
Yeah, does their thing. So.
Well, I like to change it up a little bit, and one of these times we do the Lord's Supper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to instruct everybody to go to the table whenever you're ready, but then to
Hold
take
it.
and hold it, and then together we'll.
Yeah.
It's always been the funny part of the Lord's Supper stuff for me. Anyway, yeah, that was pretty cool.
And Johnny sprung a song on me Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Oh, you were aware of this or not?
Which one?
The Wondrous Cross. Because him and I text about the songs that.
I said one thing, and I
No,
apologize.
it was fine. I'm glad it worked out okay.
Well, I was going to say, when I said, Dick, this is not a big deal, we don't have to do it. Trust me, whenever I say that, I really do mean
For sure.
that. You don't have to rise to the occasion. This is not.
I
But you sure did. It was almost like a double dog dare you, right?
Kind of segues
I'm a
into the
competitive guy,
lesson.
Johnny.
Hey, that's what I.
When Johnny says it's no big deal, he means
Yeah, I was
it's no
saying
big deal,
what I meant.
because,
That's right.
you know, whenever you speak, your words need to be
It's a tough.
right and correct and
It's such a tough message. I know that I've covered a number of those things before, and not every story and not every. It was a totally fresh message, but it was. Whenever we're speaking, I'm speaking about speaking. I'm talking about words. It's one of those that it's like I always say that I'm never preaching down to anyone. Right? I'm never way up here. I'm usually just like about right here with you guys. And then sometimes I'm here. I'm just a few steps ahead, but usually when I was talking about things we say or losing our temper and that sort of thing, it's always to me first, every single time. So, yeah, it's a tough It's a tough message, actually.
It may be. I mean, it's backed up. You can always say, "Yeah, it's not me. It's the Bible talking right here." I'm just
without a
reading
doubt.
it.
And I read a lot
You
of
did,
scripture.
and
yeah.
we're all great.
The conviction's all in the scripture that you're reading, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, who hasn't had a moment where they are too angry and their tongue just flies loose? I know I struggle with that still. Like,
Oh,
it's,
sure.
As we
I think it's
all
something,
do.
yeah. And, it's
It's a fire. It's all tamed. Every animal's been tamed, every Christian, but not the tongue, Scripture says. So it's an important thing.
yeah, absolutely. And and you don't realize how impactful that can be towards other people, because you don't know how other people perceive what you are saying, and you think to yourself, "Well, I didn't mean it that way,"
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter because they took it that way. You know,
Right.
and it's and keeping that in your mind when you're speaking to people is extremely important.
Right. And the Bible in Proverbs, again, here, the first verse that, it's actually the second verse because you read verse 20 and 21 of it. Proverbs 18. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. I mean, that's kind of speaks to the importance of, kind of watching what you say. Kathy and I had hi, how you doing back there?
Nothing.
Whenever before we got married, because we tend to either just say the wrong thing because we're not thinking right, or whenever you're charged with emotion, you might just kind of not even intentionally say something the wrong way. So we made this deal long time ago. I said, look, I'm not going to say anything to hurt you or to upset you.
I think it was more like a promise
On purpose,
than a deal.
yes. It was a promise. I said, so when I do, you need to let me know right away so I can make that correction. And that has really saved us from getting into arguments, all along the way. Because there's a lot of, I would consider it grace given whenever if somebody says something that offends you, what did you mean by that?
Right.
Is that exactly what you needed to say? Or,
clarify.
and that gives that other person a chance to go, you're right, I'm really sorry, and maybe you can get it all handled right there.
Well, there's a lot of strength in what you just said there. That deciding ahead of time makes you mindful of that. So, like with most things, what we plan to do, we're more likely to do. What we plan to not do, at least it's in our head. Right?
That's right.
So it comes back.
Trying to be conscious of it.
Yeah, and that's really the crux of that thing, right? It's just a reminder that we have a very powerful ability. Even people who think that nobody's listening to them, somebody is listening, right? And then that's why I tried to start that message a little bit with the opposite of what you might have thought I was going to say when I said there's power in our tongue, and what you say, sometimes that's followed by, you can hurt people, it's all the negative. But I started with all the positive, because it is true. Something somebody said to you somewhere along the way. If you just start reflecting, there are probably things you have done or ways that you have tried to achieve certain things based on something somebody said to you years ago. And it might have been positive, it might have been negative. Either I'm going to prove them wrong, or So anyway, it works both ways. So we can speak life or we can speak death into most situations or people.
Right.
But it's but I think Jesus, he helps us so much in this because, when he says from the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks.
Yeah.
And then he provides for us strength so that our hearts are right. So what's in us when it comes out of us isn't horrible. And even in the Proverbs, guard your heart, we talked about the week before. Same kind of idea. So
that's conversations we've had with the kids along the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Guard your heart.
Well, what they feed themselves with, what they put in their heart, that's what's going to come out, in their action as well as words. But and so when something is said, when our kids have said something they probably shouldn't have said, it's one of those. It's a reflection of what's in your heart. So be careful what you put in your heart.
What did I say? Whatever you're full of is what you'll overflow with.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't be full of. Well, okay. So we've been making our way through Proverbs, and we're not. I intentionally am not just going verse by verse through Proverbs because that would be a very long series, probably. And I mean, I could force it, but even if I just took a chapter at a time, we're still looking at 31 messages out of.
On each chapter, every 2 lines in there.
Exactly. It could be a long
We'd
time.
be doing this for decades.
Now, I want us in Proverbs,
Especially,
right?
I like,
That's why we're
especially
reading
like
it.
the ones about conquering cities.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I think it's opposite,
when
right?
you go to battle.
Well, anyway, so
Interesting, really cool stuff.
there are some that I have looked through some of these proverbs. They don't seem to make any sense, and there's a reason why.
Yeah.
And I've given a little bit of background on Proverbs, a little introductory stuff a number of times, but I haven't gone into some of the Hebrew ways of communicating
Right.
that are included in Proverbs that in our English way of thinking doesn't make sense. It's like one verse says, don't answer a fool according to his folly,
Right.
because blah, blah, blah. The next verse, answer a fool according to his folly, because, and it's the opposite.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, which is it?
Yeah.
It's both. It's a way of communicating, and there's a lot of stuff like that. It's parallelism in some places, and some other kinds of linguistic kind of things that are going on.
Yeah.
Literary devices that are being used in Proverbs. But anyway,
Isn't that
I
where
didn't want to get bogged down in all that stuff.
You can't reason with an unreasonable person. Isn't that where that comes from?
Probably. Sure. Yeah.
You could probably paraphrase one of those like
They
that.
probably use the word fool.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I've said this gold
Slackers.
Sluggards.
Sluggers.
I did a message one time about the Proverbs on that whole. I'm like,
Oh,
dang that one out. I call
spoiler.
it the slug principle.
Nice.
But anyway, I'm just, because I'm saying it's gold for fools, and then I lump us all in as us fools, is because if you took out every single proverb in the book of Proverbs that describes a fool, at least one or two, you're going to go, ooh, I've been like that.
Most definitely.
Oh, I was being foolish,
Yes.
and I did. Okay, I see. So anyway. All right, well, what else we got before we close things down?
Let's see.
Hang out on Friday.
Yep. Looking forward.
Yes, that's right. And the park that we're going to be in, the park we're going to be in, this is literally right there,
Yeah.
is just a little bit farther away from the last park we were in. So, but it's a big middle area, I call it, sort of a no-man's land of homes, just within between, the King Supers here and Buckley over on the left, and there's just a big chunk of homes. And so these parks are kind of right in the middle of those.
Yeah.
The one that we're going to be at, again, I have no idea who's going to be there. Every time I've gone to this park, there have been, a number of people there at various times. But as we saw the last time, Sunday morning, even at 11, people started getting to that park. I started noticing about 12-ish.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. It's okay. I got to tell you, it's an honoring thing that we're attempting, that we're trying, that we're going out.
Oh, sure.
And just, we want to spread the message and connect with new people. I think it's eye-opening to all of us as well a little bit. Even though I know we live, not at church, we live out among people. When we're together as church and we're out in the community, it is a reminder, this is the more that we talk about, and more stronger, closer. Oh, these are real people. This is a family. Oh, yeah. And then you kind of want them to know what you have and know what we experienced together. So we're learning. It's a discipleship thing for us, and it's outreach at the same time.
Yeah.
Those two go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But anyhow. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to say? Is there anything we missed? Kathy, we missed anything?
I think so.
We did
Okay.
miss one thing.
Oh, yeah, we did.
What is it?
That is John 3:16, our favorite verse.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We did forget something. What is that?
John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life.
Amen to that. And that is true for us and anybody who hears today. We hope it ministers some life and love to you. Well, all right, then. Anything before we hit our final words tonight? I'll take that as a no. Well, here's the deal. We meet somewhere in the world every week. And I do mean somewhere in the world. But always online. You can find us on Facebook by searching for Compass Church Colorado. And you can discover more at compassdenver.com. We'd love to have you as our guest this Sunday, which will be at 11 o'clock at Hilltop Park right here in Aurora. All right, guys, final words.
Love you guys, especially you.
Hey.
Love everyone out there.
Likewise, and this has been great.
Grace to you and peace. And that is all we have for tonight. And we are out.
Bye-bye now.
Goodbye. Goodbye now.
Kathy's waiting for the back there.
Very good. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.